Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we are going to have our discussion on the upcoming new moon, which is going to be taking place on January 2nd in the Sagittarius sign, within Sagittarius in the Purvashadha Nakshatra. So friends, trust me, this upcoming new moon is creating a kind of alignment where it is giving very positive vibes to all of us. So we have good reasons to feel happy and gung-ho about this upcoming new moon. Now, why I say this thing? See, I'm a very optimistic, very positive person. I always look forward to reasons to feel excited, encouraged or motivated. But when I started working on this video, I just started looking at the planetary alignment at the time of this new moon, that how other planets and vibrations are contributing. I actually saw something very positive, very encouraging. So the point which I'm trying to make over here is that, as you know, that new moon tend to remain a time when sun and moon are definitely conjunct in the same sign. Sun, which represents your individuality, your solar ego; moon, which represents your personality, your subconsciousness, your feelings, your emotions. So you can look at it in a way that in the transit they both are aligned, attuned in one zodiac sign. They both are capable and giving us this platform that all of your energies can be completely driven inward, attuned with the super consciousness, which is the God Almighty. The second way to look at is that, friends, the time period after the new moon is generally considered as very, very auspicious for sowing seeds for any of the material aspect of the life. For example, you want to start your own business, you want to sign up for a new class or anything new which you want to initiate. So the time when moon is in its full glory, when it starts its journey from new moon and heading towards, it starts waxing and going towards becoming full. So those initial days are considered as very auspicious, because friends, as you know that all of our Hindu festivals are calculated only on the basis of moon's presence or placement in the transit. Because if you actually want to feel happy, nourished, overall taken care of, you have to plan all aspirations, all areas of your life in sync with the nature's rhythm which moon represent. So now friends, the point which I'm trying to make over here is that just because this new moon is going to be taking place in the Purvashadha Nakshatra. Now try to understand this thing. Within Sagittarius, there is the energy of 3 different nakshatra. But Purvashadha is distinctive in this regard that, to begin with, I have already mentioned this thing many times on this channel, that the universal vibration of next year is the energy of 6. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 will give you 6, which is the number governed by Venus. The second thing is that Purvashadha is a nakshatra which represents the peak of the energy of Venus. Another good way of looking at this Purvashadha new moon is that, friends, just because it is going to be taking place at a very initial first week or first few days of 2022. That is going to be a time when we all started working on our new year resolution, new goals, new plans. And like the way I always say this thing, no matter whatsoever your plans are, you might have it in your subconsciousness, you might have in the back of your mind, but unless and until you will not write them down, you will not creating and giving energy to them. That is the only reason majority of the motivational speakers, majority of the positive and big leaders of the world, they may still maintain this habit of writing down all of their agendas, all of their goals, all of their plans. And friends, like the way I was telling it to you about that, this new moon is taking place in the Purvashadha Nakshatra. So the distinctive part about the Purvashadha Nakshatra is that although it is being ruled by the planet Venus, Venus has also got the rulership over Bharani Nakshatra, Purva Falguni Nakshatra, but Purvashadha is distinctive in this regard that the sense of victory, sense of being very piercingly focused towards your goals. So that aspect of life and that aspect of energy tend to remain very strong in the qualities, in the energies of Purvashadha Nakshatra. So friends, I would say that this time period, like in whichever area of life you are in, whether for you your spiritual austerities, spiritual elevation matters a lot, or you are still a student, or you are in that stage of your life, you have already reached the mid-level or the top level in your corporate journey, you want to start and shift to your some own venture of yours. So I would say this new moon can be seen as a very positive and auspicious time for the goal setting. So apart from goal setting, apart from being devoted to the gods and spiritual austerities, this new moon taking place in the Purvashadha is actually creating some very positive omens and positive energy for all of us. And the beauty over here is that, friends, this whole alignment is taking place in the Sagittarius sign. The owner of the Sagittarius, which is Jupiter, that is in a very dignified state. It is actually placed in the Aquarius sign, and very soon Jupiter is also going to be entering in the Sadbhisha Nakshatra as well, which can be seen as a very good time period for bringing down healing in any of the afflicted areas of your life. And lastly, friends, this new moon is taking place in the Purvashadha, being ruled by the planet Venus, and Venus is also going to be present in the same Sagittarius sign, and it is going to be retrograde as well. So this is a very good time for everyone to be reflective, be introspective, be contemplative, be meditative, and most importantly, writing down your goals for this year. All those things which you want to achieve, which might be in your mind all the time, but I insist you to write it down and offer it to the holy feet of the gods, or offer it to the universal consciousness to help you, support you in order to fulfill all of your those goals. So that is something, friends, which I just wanted to say as a part of the general overview, guideline, or idea, or the importance of this upcoming new moon. Now we will take our discussion to the next section, and now we will try to understand that basis different ascendants, how this energy of the first new moon of the year is going to impact you. So friends, beginning with the Aries ascendant natives. So definitely, friends, in your case, this is going to be taking place in your 9th house. Now 9th house is a very important house of religious austerities. So basis the restrictions in your city or wheresoever you are residing, if you can take out time for visiting church, visiting mosque, visiting temple, visiting any of your gurus ashram, or if it is possible, even within your home, because this is going to be taking place on the Sunday. So if it's possible to start your day with some religious prayers and reading the teachings of your guru. So if you can start your day with some religious discipline, that can actually give you right set of guidance, right set of guideline for this new year. And along with that, friends, like the way I mentioned this thing, that this is a very auspicious energy, this new moon's energy for goal setting. So specifically, just because in your case it is going to be taking place and falling in your 9th house. So trust me, you guys are very lucky in this regard, that if you are actually going to completely surrender all of your goals to the feet of the gods, for the universal energies, they can actually come to your rescue and can help you, guide you in all the life's testing times where you might be going astray from not being focused on your goals. So this is something which I just want to say for all the Aries ascendant natives. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Taurus ascendant natives. So friends, in your case, as this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your 8th house. So I would say, friends, that okay, this can be seen as a very good energy for devoting yourself towards some spiritual austerity. Like the way when we say the 8th house energy, it has more to do with the meditation, with the yoga, or any kind of a psychic guidance or consultation. 9th house has more to do with the religious austerities. But when we talk about 5th house or 8th house or the 12th house, 8th house has to do with the sadhana, with the mantra siddhi, but moreover 8th house is more driven with the spirituality. So I would say any sort of yoga session, meditation, being contemplative, being reflective on your goals for this year. See, one thing which I mentioned for everyone, that all the ascendants have to write down their goals for the next year. But in your case, taking out time for yoga, for meditation can actually give you good clarity, and with a calm set of mind, you can actually work on your New Year's goals. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Gemini ascendant natives, definitely, friends, in your case, it is going to be taking place in your 7th house, where if your whole aspiration and your next year's goals revolve around the seventh house related matters. In marriage, you are having troubles, or you are single, you want to get married. In your business is not giving you the kind of returns which you expect, or any of the matters of the seventh house can be reconciled if only you are going to surrender yourself to the divine. I already mentioned this thing. Purvashadha energy is a very piercing energy for goal setting and achieving them. Trust me, like there are other nakshatras as well. For example, when we talk about Moola, we talk about Adra, we talk about Purvabhadrapada. There are so many nakshatras which have ferociousness attached to them. But the beauty of the Purvashadha is that the will is so strong, and due to the help and the guidance from the divine universal energies, goals can be accomplished as well. So all the seventh house related matters, if they are getting qualified in your case, surrendering yourself to the higher powers for the seventh house related matters of yours can actually bring some good relief for you. And I would also say that this is actually going to be a time period when, if you can even do the prayers or religious austerity as a couple, if you are married, so being with your partner, being good to your partner, so that is how you can you can work on the energies which are going to get generated at the time of this new moon. For all the Cancer ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, this whole alignment is going to take place in your sixth house, which can be seen as a blessing in disguise. For example, if you are already facing the heat of sixth house related affliction, any of the concerns of the health, any of the concerns of the debts, any of the concerns of being in a competitive situation, your competition or competitors trying to overwhelm you, so I would say that devoting yourself, surrendering yourself to the divine can actually bring some very good relief. And whatsoever your Ishta Devta is, you have a connection with Lord Hanuman, you have a connection with Lord Shiva, with Goddess, with whomsoever you have your faith attached to, just write down your wish list for the year 2022 and offer it to the place of worship for the good divine intervention. That is the only thing which I want to say for all the Cancer ascendant natives, because Cancer ascendant native get the intensity and they observe the intensity of the new moon, full moon or eclipses more compared to any other sign or any other ascendant. Moving ahead, friends. Now, if you want to understand the results for all the Leo ascendant natives, so definitely, friends, in your case, this whole alignment is going to take place in your fifth house. Now, as I have said so many times, fifth house is the house of devotion to the gods. Fifth house is the house of your mantra siddhi. So I would say, friends, that devoting yourself to your Ishta Devta and writing down your list, spending time with your loved ones, so that is how you can create the positivity or positive energy for this upcoming new moon. I've already mentioned this thing. This new moon, I would insist to all the ascendants that write down your goals for this year. No matter how much kind of cautious, alert, and always being reminded of your goals and your purpose you are, but still it becomes very important to give it the actual manifestation energy by writing it down. And I've already mentioned, whomsoever your Ishta Devta is, your chosen god, your favorite god, in whichever form you want to worship the gods, this can be seen as a very good energy, very good time to devoting yourself and offering your devotion to your chosen god. Moving ahead, friends. Now, for all the Virgo ascendant natives, it is going to take place in your fourth house. So now, friends, as you know this thing, that whatsoever happens from the fourth house, the beauty over here is that your heart pours out, your emotions overflows. So it becomes very important for you that you have to be in that meditation pose. You have to be sitting in that lotus posture, meditating on your Ishta Devta till the time you are not going to get and hear the voice from within of you regarding the path which your God, your inner self, your gut feel is guiding you to follow. And I would say, friends, that yes, definitely doing meditation, taking out time for, if in your vicinity, going to beach, being close to water, if those provisions are there, so even that can actually give you some sort of rejuvenating and therapeutic vibes. And I've already mentioned this thing. Write down your goals, write down your to-do list for the next year and offer it to the gods, and do meditation. Take out time for meditation at the advent of this upcoming new moon on 2nd January. Moving ahead, friends, for all the Libra ascendant natives. So friends, in your case, this whole alignment is going to take place in your third house. Now, as you know this thing, friends, that third house has a lot to do with the efforts. So I would say that in your case, it becomes very important to take up a time or take out time for some short journey to your place of worship. So for example, many times what happens is that we all have our Sunday plans, but let's say for example, if basis the restrictions going on because of COVID and Omicron, I would say that if the temples or place of worship, if you are a Catholic, you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, whatsoever your religion is, your faith is, but if the place of worship is open on that day and access to prayers and worship is possible, so I will strictly recommend you to do that on that day. And I would say before visiting to the place of worship in the morning, make up a list of your goals for this year 2022, and when you visit the place of worship, just offer it unconditionally to the God that they should help you and ask for the divine intervention for the fulfillment of your goals set aside for this year. Moving ahead friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Scorpio ascendant natives, so friends, in your case this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your second house. So I would recommend that some sort of charitable gestures, charitable donation tend to become very important in your case, because this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your second house. It becomes very important that if you can actually take out time to be respectful towards the elderly members of your family, listen what they have to say regarding your goals, regarding your plans for this year, take their advice seriously with complete reverence. And I would say friends that apart from the charitable gestures, meditating, contemplating on your Ishta Devta, setting aside not only your goals but along with that your responsibility towards your family, all those people who are dependent on you, it becomes very important to pay a heed, and whatsoever your goals are, there has to be a proper provision for your own personal development along with how you're contributing to your whole family. Moving ahead friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Sagittarius ascendant natives, so definitely friends, this new moon energy is going to take place in your first house. So friends, as you know this thing that right now the way planetary movements are taking place, like the whole planetary concentration is right now in your second house. Jupiter, has your ascendant lord, has already shifted to your third house. Now I don't know what is happening in your life, whether you are contented in whichsoever sphere you are in, or you are actually working hard to improve your life conditions, your circumstances, because your ascendant lord being empowered in the third house is an ideal sign of putting efforts and creating some new opportunity. So I would say friends that whatsoever is happening in your life, planetary vibrations are creating very positive omen for the Sagittarius ascendant natives. And like the way I was mentioning this thing, that just because this whole alignment is taking place in your first house, so it becomes very important for you to be very precise and very discreet regarding your goals and regarding your plans for this whole year. Your personal goal, which includes your health, your personality development, your professional goals, your economic goals, so all those goals need to be written down and being offered to your Ishta Devta, to the energy you worship, you have faith in. That becomes very important for all the Sagittarius ascendant natives. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Capricorn ascendant natives, this new moon energy is going to take place in your 12th house. So it becomes very important for you, because like the way I always say this thing, that when we talk about spirituality, 8th house, 12th house and 5th house plays a very major role over there. And beyond doubt, like the divine presides over here. If the gods are in the 9th house, 4 houses ahead of it is the house where they live. So it means if our ascendant 4 places from us is the 4th house of our house, so the god's house and abode is the 12th house. So I would say friends that doing yoga, doing meditation becomes very important, and when you will work on your list, it becomes very important for you while setting aside your new year's goals for 2022, more than what you want to achieve. You have to keep a proper segregation that whatsoever you have to get rid of, all those habits, all those engagement, all those involvements which drain you in this year, that you have to stay away from them in next year. So that is something which I want to say for all the Capricorn ascendant natives. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Aquarius ascendant natives, definitely friends, in your case this new moon is going to be creating very positive energy, because it is taking place in your 11th house of your goals, of your hopes, of your wishes. So it becomes very important for you to make down a list of your things to achieve in this year. And along with that, your social presence. And I would say, friends, that see, because of the restrictions of the virus and everything, I cannot encourage you to go to any club or go to any spiritual retreat, but following the precautions and basis the guidelines being prevailing in your residing place, it also becomes very important for you to visit the place of your faith, of your worship during this time period. And along with that, it's a Sunday only. Wake up, make up your list, take that list to the place of worship and offer it to the gods. And I would say for the Aquarius natives, the energies are very positive. The whole planetary shift and alignment is taking place where your sign is the epicenter of all of that. So go bonkers, be grandiose with your list, and you never know when the divine is supporting and favoring anyone. Nothing is impossible, everything can be achieved. It all depends on how much you are working hard and how ambitious you are. So make a list of your plans for this year 2022, and along with visiting a place of worship can definitely generate positive energy for all the Aquarius ascendant natives. And lastly, friends, for all the Pisces ascendant natives, this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your 10th house. So it becomes very important that your efforts, your actions, whatsoever in whichever area of life you are working hard, how much it has reaped the results in the last year, so that you should have a clear idea that your efforts should be specifically directed in that direction, or you need to make some amendments regarding your professional goals and dreams for this year. And along with that, friends, like the way we always say this thing, whenever we talk about the 10th house has a lot to do with the Shram Dan, like donating and contributing with your charitable noble deeds. So if it is possible for doing some voluntary work, some charitable service, if that is possible, you can think about doing that. Even if it has to be done only through some donation, consider doing that. And along with that, make a list of your things which you want to achieve and offer it, surrender it to the God you have utmost devotion and faith towards. So that is something, friends, which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this upcoming new moon energy taking place in the Sagittarius sign, within Sagittarius in the Purvashadha Nakshatra on January 2nd on 2022. So for further more updates and notifications on the divine signs of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.